Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. How y'all doing? It's Kaiser, and I've actually got some good news. What? What? I actually have something that I have a news story, and I've got information about a TV series that is not completely screwing up. And this is Netflix?
What? What the fuck?
What is even happening right now? And it's an anime adaptation? Folks, I don't even know what to say about this one. This is just kind of this is all just kind of hit me out of the blue. So well, okay. I guess we're gonna actually have some good news on my channel for a change, and thank God for that. All right, so yeah, Netflix's One Piece is absolutely killing it right now. Number one on the charts over on Netflix. It is making waves all across the entertainment sphere. It's pretty remarkable that this is happening. I mean, this show had an uphill battle from day one, but somehow they're pulling it off. Fans are loving this, especially after, and I mean, this is in response to the absolutely. This is the same people, the same studios involved that made the disastrous Cowboy Bebop live action show, and yet somehow this is working. I just I don't even know. So One Piece, so the live action debut breaks Netflix records, overtakes on Wednesday and Stranger Things, really making it a very major standout in this arena. It is absolutely surpassed the popularity of Stranger Things and Wednesday, which again is pretty incredibly surprising given how this just came out. It's apparently currently sitting at number one in 86 countries on Netflix, and that's up from the previous 84 that it was. Even over on Rotten Tomatoes, this show is sitting at a 96% with audience. Uh, is like 96% rating with audiences, 84 with critics. Now, if you go to top critics, it drops to 62. We'll talk about that. But yeah, this show, by and large, people are digging it. And what's interesting, what has set this show apart from so many others that we've seen is that they decided instead of trying to, you know, cram in politics and retell things and do all kinds of, you know, all this weird and wacky, just, we're going to shove all of our, everything that, all the left-wing messaging you could possibly imagine. We're going to shove everything, all of that in your face on at every turn, like they did with Cowboy Bebop and so many other shows on Netflix. They decided that no, they're actually just going to bring in the original creator and try and make this absolutely as close to the original as possible and try and keep the changes minimal. Okay, that's what is happening right now because this never happens. It's like somebody just went ahead and said, hey, all the things that the fans have been saying for years that they hate about live action adaptations? Why don't we do what they want us to do and see what happens? And the reaction?
And there was much rejoicing.
What else do you say about this? So yeah, with the original One Piece creator Eiichiro Oda, like he has been really on this one. They brought him in. They said, "Hey, we want you to basically be our kind of weather vane. Like show us where things are, what's going on, and try and help us to steer this in the right direction." And it's working. It's legitimately working. So even Variety saying building the One Piece live action TV series, how Netflix earned Eiichiro Oda's blessing to turn a manga treasure into streaming gold. Now, I mean, for those who don't know, One Piece originally started as, and I think is still ongoing as a uh, Shonen Jump comic over in Japan, manga for those that don't know the lingo. And anyway, so they've also made it into an anime series. That anime series I hear is like over 1,000 episodes, which yikes. That is that's okay. Look, as somebody who has gone and watched through the entirety of Dragon Ball Z, that was a chore. This is intimidating to have 1,000 episode like anime series, but the live action series appears to be a lot more approachable for normies, but while keeping true to the source material. So I went down here and I started picking out some things that I think we just need that really set this apart, kind of what we're saying here. So this is a quote here, and say, and yeah, from Marty Addleston of Tomorrow Studios. So, quote, what we learned is that fans are expecting you to be true to the source material. Shocking. you know, oh my God. It's like we've been saying this for literally ever.
Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God!
Again, so we've learned that the fans are expecting you to be true to the source material, says executive producer Marty Addleston, whose Tomorrow Studios produced Cowboy Bebop for Netflix while embarking on One Piece. Quote, as we read the comments, it was always, well, they didn't do this character the same as this and that. It really taught us a lot of what we need to do with this one. Yeah, talking about how they screwed the pooch onto Cowboy Bebop and absolutely murdered that series. That show, I think it lasted 3 weeks on Netflix before they pulled the entire series. The original anime series is still on Netflix, by the way, which, if you have never seen Cowboy Bebop, I don't care if you're an anime fan or not. It transcends anime. You need to go watch that show. Seriously, just put your biases aside. Go watch it. It's fucking amazing. But with Oda and One Piece manga publisher Shueisha producing the project, Tomorrow Studios and Netflix had the best team possible to keep the series true to the source material. Yeah, imagine you have the original publisher, you have the original production company, and you have the original creator of the series all on board to help you kind of steer it in the right direction. Crazy how that is. Quote, it became everyone's goal to make sure that when you looked at the show, you thought that it was a live action version of the manga that just felt like another feature in the feather in the legacy of Oda, unquote, says Becky Clemens, the president of Tomorrow Studios. Huh. Sounds like they actually learned their lesson and they're actually trying to take that advice. So down here, another one says, quote, with Oda-san's oversight and cooperation and partnership, I think we came up with the very best version of the show that we can, Maida says. I can't complain that money wasn't spent. I can't complain that our hands were tied. We were able to make the show we wanted to make. So sounds like the production team was happy. The people that were the original creator was happy. The people that were making this were happy. And now, because it stayed true to the source material, the fans are happy. What is happening right now? I feel like I'm living in bizarro world because it's like every time we turn around, every single company, all these big megacorps are sitting there making this absolute sludge and putting it out on, various streaming channels and basically saying, like it, you freaking plebs, and they're like, we don't care if we're going to change everything. We're going to race swap characters. We're going to make characters this or that or whatever. We're going to change all the characters. We're going to change their sexuality. We're going to change gender. We're going to change their this, their that. They're going to shove all the politics that they want to into these shows. And then they're surprised when people revolt and don't watch their shit. I mean, just like Ahsoka going on right now, that show, they could have done Heir to the Empire with Han, Luke, and Leia back in the 90s, probably. And now they decided, nah, we're not going to do it. Now Carrie Fisher's gone. And so rather than saying, hey, maybe we just scrap all the sequel trilogy stuff and recast Han, Luke, and Leia and do a new version of Star Wars, kick the sequel trilogy down the flight of stairs and reboot everything, start over with Heir to the Empire. Nope, they're not going to do that. Not that they ever would anyway, because Kathleen Kennedy's still in charge. But now here you have Netflix literally spitting in the face of all of that, saying, hey, how about we make something for the fans, make something that the people want to see, and we keep it true to the source material. And strange as that may seem, it's breaking all of their sales records. People love it. Huh. Crazy how that works. Yeah. So that's where we're sitting at right now with this one. I have not actually had a chance to sit down and watch this series. I might actually have to sit down and watch some of this series just to kind of see how it's doing. Because, I mean, let me be completely honest with you. Watching Ahsoka has been an absolute slog, and I'm only 3 episodes in, and I'm only watching, like, really, like, with the exception of the first week, I watched 2 episodes, and then I watched, just the third episode last week. I mean, I really don't even want to watch the next episode because I just know what I'm in for. But of course, with all the rave reviews going on right now from all the fans, there's got to be those detractors out there. So let's find out what is being said by the critics. Ah, yes. The top critics that are sitting there saying that they have an issue with this series. What is what is their take? What are they saying? What is the consensus there as far as the reviews go? Well, let's just have a look-see. So go to the top critics. Say it's too busy balancing its candy-colored aesthetics with more adult themes. As a result, neither vision really comes out on top. Not really all that. Okay, okay. Legions of existing fans will likely or eagerly enlist in this ocean-faring adventure, and who knows, they might find plenty of company. Still, those who just want to see what all the fuss is about will likely be left feeling high and dry. Okay, not a lot of information there. The deeper we get into the season and the more we learn about each member of the crew, the more One Piece drags. Okay. If the best result one can hope for is an approximation of the original, close or far, what does this version of One Piece provide that the other can't? Okay, so they're saying it's too close to the source material. Here we go. An even greater extent than Netflix's Cowboy Bebop, the Netflix One Piece feels bland and generic. Interesting. Very. I mean, these are very odd for these, kind of backhanded reviews. I'm like, wait a minute, what? These don't even seem all that bad. I mean, it seems like some of these just flat out seem like things that you would actually want people to have, like actually being true to the source material. Well, of course, we're going to go over here to IGN because, of course, IGN, the absolute brilliant, people over there, they decided to put out a review of the One Piece series, and yeah, they're giving it a 6 out of 10, I believe. So saying that it's okay. Netflix's One Piece is an entertaining adaptation No, that's hindered by a desire to recreate every major event found in the source material. So again, they're complaining that it's too close to the source material, so they don't like it. Okay, that's a big brain take. Netflix's One Piece strives to recreate the magic of the source material in live action, but this requires jettisoning some pieces of the plot. This creates an interesting variation in the long-running manga and anime that works in parts, and the Netflix series is at its best when it charts its own path in response to the changes made by the showrunner Matt Owens and the writing staff. Unfortunately, instead of committing fully to this retelling, One Piece constantly sails back into familiar waters and fan service, muddying the experience. It's a shame considering most of the other aspects, from the visual and practical effects to wild action scenes and endearing cast, work well together. While this live action version does an admirable job of showcasing the spirit of One Piece, its abridged treatment of the plot removes most, if not all, its heart. So again, they're saying that they're upset because it stayed true to the source material and that they had to make a couple of changes in order to actually adequately put it on TV to not lose everyone. So you're literally they're making an argument for having their cake and eat it too. They're like, okay, so damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, okay. But by far the biggest and absolutely most incredible big brain take of them all comes to us courtesy of Digital Spy. Is One Piece's Monkey D. Luffy gay or asexual? Because we can't actually have just characters in a show doing their own thing and, actually just having fun and doing an adventures movie. They have to start finding some way to shoehorn sexuality or other gender politics into this fucking show. Seriously? Why the hell do we always have to fucking do this? Seriously. Why do we always have to try and shoehorn this crap into the same fucking thing every single goddamn time? People don't care about this. They don't want to watch all that stuff. Ugh, freaking hell. So yeah. So there's really, I just kind of tried to narrow it down to the easiest way to understand this. So according to the writer over here for this piece of tripe, David Opie, says that, yep, our boy is surprisingly immune. So, our boy being Monkey D. Luffy, the main character. Yep, our boy is surprisingly immune to the effects of the love fruit, which means he doesn't feel even a hint of lust or attraction to Hancock, another character on the show. That's not to say Luffy is automatically gay or queer, though. In the story, it's later revealed that Luffy is immune because he has a pure heart, which basically means that there's no ill intent on his part, and objectifying women falls into that. Oh my god. So they're getting pissed that he just doesn't give a shit? Throughout the years One Piece has been in our lives, Luffy has only shown genuine passion for love of adventure and food. Maybe it's because they don't really care about that. Oh, yeah. Guess what? We've got some quotes from the original creator. Another Oda interview, which addresses the franchise's general lack of romance, recently resurfaced online, is translated in the tweet above, which reads, I don't draw romance because OP One Piece is a manga for boys, Oda said. Female fans ask me to draw romance, and if they want to read it, they should read shoujo manga, and it's not my job. I don't care how many women love Luffy, but I don't think it's good that if they love each other. So yeah, they talking about one of the like titular potential romance characters of this. So I'm literally saying that the protagonist just doesn't give a fuck about, about sexuality or gender politics because He's too busy enjoying himself and having a good time to be dragged down by that shit. And wow, if only the people, the absolute just the biggest of big brains, David Opie here, would actually understand that, well, he might understand then why this show is actually becoming a popular series and has actually become a big bit of a phenomenon with what's going on. So, look, I know I'm getting long-winded on this show, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right here. I've covered all the bases. Folks, actually, I'm thinking about going and taking a look at this show. So, I mean, maybe after I get done with Ahsoka, I might have to sit down and review this one, do just kind of a watch through, kind of give you guys my general views. If it's any good, then I'm not going to do any spoilers. But, you know, with Ahsoka, I'm spoiling the crap out of that one. I'm watching that piece of junk because you don't, so that way you don't have to. So, as always, feel free to come and join me on Thursday nights as I review my way through Ahsoka and try and suss my way through the bullshit so that way, again, so you don't have to. Also, feel free to come on over tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing Edge of Reality, episode 17. I've got a really cool, very interesting mystery for you, one that has been plaguing everybody's mind for the last 80 years, and you don't want to miss it. Otherwise, I've got videos coming out every other day, as like every single day. I keep you all up to date on entertainment news, and I will appreciate you, every single one of you. Please definitely go down there, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.